Welcome to Inside Insight, your quick hit of tips, tools, and trends for manufacturing, distribution, and Dynamics 365 Business Central, brought to you by Insight Works.
If you've ever been involved in manufacturing or, production, you probably know this feeling. It's almost never some huge, catastrophic machine failure that stops everything.
Right.
It's usually those little things, the ones you barely see.
Yeah.
A tiny delay, maybe an overlap you missed, a resource that somehow got double booked.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely remember trying to sort out messes like that, spreadsheets everywhere, a whiteboard that looked, completely chaotic. It's just so frustrating when those tiny things suddenly snowball into a huge bottleneck, right?
Yeah.
Throws the whole schedule off.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can almost feel those delivery dates slipping away, and it's all because of something you just couldn't see, not until it was already causing problems.
Exactly. Too late by then.
Well, today on the Deep Dive, that's exactly what we're digging into. Our mission is to explore a solution, something that helps you prevent those kinds of issues, before they even get started. We're looking at a really powerful visual tool. It's specifically for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central users, and it completely changes how you manage production.
And it's quite a shift from the standard view.
It really is. And here's the kicker, something you don't hear often. This powerful capability, it's 100% free.
That's definitely worth highlighting. Zero cost.
Absolutely. Now, let's be fair. Business Central itself, it's a robust ERP system. It's the backbone, right? Handles all that critical data. Super essential for loads of businesses.
No question, it's powerful.
But, and this is a big but for many users, trying to navigate the standard production schedule in there, it can feel a bit like trying to read code, honestly.
Yeah, I've heard that comparison.
You're just wading through endless tabs, tables, filters. It's incredibly dense, and it makes it really tough to just get a quick, clear picture of what's actually happening out on the floor.
And what's really fascinating there is how a system that's so good at storing data can sometimes, inadvertently hide the most crucial insights, like the conflicts. That traditional list-based view, it's thorough for getting data in, but it makes it incredibly hard to actually see the schedule laid out in time.
So you can't easily spot those double bookings you mentioned, or see a bottleneck forming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to do that proactively.
Yeah.
And that often leads to this constant state of firefighting. You're always scrambling to fix problems that honestly probably could have been avoided if you'd just seen them coming.
Yeah, that reactive mode is exhausting and costly.
Totally. And this isn't just about moving things around on a screen. It's more fundamental. It's about embedding agile principles right into your planning. For years, manufacturers have kind of struggled with that agility gap, right? The lag between what the market wants and what production can actually deliver. Visual tools like the one we're discussing, they're a huge step in closing that gap. They allow for this sort of real-time adaptation that, frankly, used to be almost impossible.
Okay, that paints a really clear picture of the pain point. So with that complexity, what do people usually try? Before they land on something that actually works well with Business Central? And how is this graphical scheduler different?
Well, you see people trying all sorts of things. External spreadsheets are common, maybe physical whiteboards, sometimes just relying on, gut instinct.
Right, the classic workarounds.
Yeah, but none of those really integrate, do they? They're separate from your live Business Central data.
Yeah.
The graphical scheduler app, that's the fundamental break. It takes all that raw production data from Business Central and transforms it into a really intuitive visual interface. Just imagine seeing all your production orders laid out on a timeline. And you see the resources they're using could be a whole work center, could be down to a specific machine plotted right there.
Ah, okay. So it really is like a digital planning board for your whole line.
Exactly. And the real magic, I think, is the drag and drop part. It makes it feel much less like a static report and more like an interactive planning tool.
Like shuffling things around on a real board, but digital.
Sort of, yeah. Think of it like, a really high-stakes game of Tetris for your production line.
Yeah.
You're trying to slot everything in perfectly.
Okay, I like that analogy. High-stakes Tetris.
You can literally just drag operations to reschedule them. You can filter down to look at just one machine or one type of job. You can zoom right in if you suspect a bottleneck, or instantly highlight any orders that might be running late.
And it stays in sync with Business Central.
Perfectly, because it's built for Business Central natively.
Yeah.
So no more messy spreadsheets that get out of date, no manual exporting and importing. Your data is always live, always accurate.
That's genuinely powerful. When you mention drag and drop, I immediately think about visualizing capacity.
Hmm.
What's like the first big win a company usually sees with this, especially around resource allocation?
Yeah, good question. One of the most immediate, tangible benefits is usually the work center loading view.
Hmm.
It uses this color-coded heat map. It makes it incredibly easy to spot which work centers are overloaded, but also, just as importantly, which ones might be underutilized.
So you see imbalances right away.
Instantly,
Yeah.
across time.
Yeah.
So planners can spot those potential issues really quickly, deal with bottlenecks before they actually stop things, and just generally get much better at allocating their resources.
Yeah.
It's really about optimizing the flow, not just ticking off tasks.
Okay, let's make this concrete. Walk me through a scenario. Say I'm a planner looking at my schedule. How does this tool help me catch, say, two different jobs accidentally scheduled on the same machine at the same time? That seems like a common headache.
Oh, definitely. With the graphical scheduler, that kind of overlap is just visually obvious. You see it right there on the timeline.
Yeah.
Two blocks trying to occupy the same space.
Instead of just numbers in a list, you have to cross-reference.
Exactly. And fixing it is simple. You just, click and drag one of those conflicting operations to an open slot.
Yep.
And the system is smart enough to automatically shift any tasks that depend on it, the downstream stuff.
Yeah.
And you see the impact on your delivery dates right away.
So what is huge there?
It really is. Fewer nasty surprises, way less of that crisis management firefighting mode, and ultimately just more orders going out the door on time, all because you caught the conflict before it happened.
That makes a ton of sense for the big picture view. But what if I need to get really granular, like down to the minute for fine-tuning a specific machine? Can it handle that?
Absolutely. That's where the precision views come into play. You can zoom right into really tight time frames if you need to manage things minute by minute.
Okay.
And there are context menus, things like zoom to document, date filters. They make it easy to jump around, inspect specific operations, make tweaks, but without losing sight of that overall production flow.
So you get both the forest and the trees.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. Both views are always accessible.
Fantastic. Okay, so beyond just spotting and fixing overlaps in the precision view, what other maybe key features really help keep the shop floor running smoothly?
Well, there's quite a few useful things baked in. You've got the real-time visualization we talked about, seeing the timeline by day, week, month, whatever you need.
Right.
There's also really robust filtering and highlighting. So you can quickly say, just show me Work Center X, or highlight all the late orders, or show me everything related to this specific item. Makes it easy to focus.
Cuts through the noise.
Exactly. You can also create and save custom views. Maybe one view for the planning team, another for the shop floor manager. You can toggle between them easily.
Tailored views. Nice.
And importantly, it gives you proactive scheduling warnings. It'll flag potential conflicts, yes, but also maybe material shortages linked to an order or other shop floor issues before they become real problems.
So it's looking ahead for potential trouble.
Precisely. And you can also switch between work center and machine center modes. So you can see the summarized load on a whole work area or drill down into the individual machines within it. Gives you flexibility in how you manage resources.
Okay, you've sold me on the production planning side. It sounds incredibly useful there. But it makes me wonder, does this visual approach, this way of seeing the schedule, have uses elsewhere within Business Central, outside of just making widgets?
It does, actually. That's a great question. It extends beyond the factory floor. There's also a feature called Assign Picks with visual warehouse scheduling.
Oh, interesting. For the warehouse team.
Yep. It lets you view and manage all the picking assignments for your warehouse staff using a similar, very clear calendar-style layout.
So you can see who's assigned to what pick tasks.
Exactly. You can hover over tasks to see estimated pick times, task details. It really helps supervisors balance the workload across the team and just generally optimize the whole fulfillment operation. Same visual clarity, different part of the business.
That could be a massive help for warehouse efficiency, too.
Okay, so how seamless is all this with Business Central itself? Is it like another piece of software you bolt on, another integration headache?
No, and that's really the beauty of it. It's genuinely built for Business Central.
Yeah.
It's designed from the ground up to respect your existing BC data, your security settings, your established processes. Meaning no duplicate data you have to manage separately, no risky connections to external systems, and, crucially, no need to retrain your entire team on some completely different piece of software.
So if you're already using the manufacturing module in Business Central?
Or even just managing warehouse picks. This just slots right in. It enhances what you already do without adding a layer of complexity. Just works with BC.
Right. So let's bring this together. What does this really mean for you, the listener, if you're in manufacturing? If you feel like you're constantly just shuffling dates around, trying to juggle work center loads, maybe just guessing at your actual capacity? Well, it means this tool gives you a way to finally take control visually. It doesn't just show you where the bottlenecks are.
It helps you fix them.
Exactly. It gives you the power to actually fix them proactively. And let's circle back to that key point. This powerful capability is 100% free. There's no cost.
Which really does raise the question.
Why keep firefighting? Why
Let's
stay
do it.
stuck in that reactive cycle when you could achieve, a much smoother operational flow?
Precisely. It sounds like it's about shifting from that constant state of chaos and, frankly, guesswork and scheduling to having real confidence, knowing what's happening, and critically having the power to adjust things instantly.
That's the goal. Confidence and control.
So as you go about your day after listening to this, maybe just consider this. How much of your team's time, how many resources, are currently tied up just reacting to problems? Problems that maybe, just maybe, could be entirely avoided if you had a clearer, more visual way to see your operations. Think about what that shift could mean, moving from that reactive problem-solving posture to a truly proactive, optimized workflow in your own setup. What would that impact